Gee, I don't know what I can say about the pilot house. It's the pilot house. I can say that when the boat was in service at the time, people were allowed up here on the hurricane deck. So there would have been railings here, and there would have been wings so that the helmsman could go out and look down when they were landing. It's quite likely that that will not be allowed again because of the security regulations.
Those are the lifeboats here, lifeboat davits in this area here. So this was tarped over, it looks. And, you know, winterize it. Would you like a cowl? This be a cowl. That is your funnel, the Boblo Island Steamship Company. And it's like you say, in this area is where you would have snow removed during the winter time.
We would have snow removed here, and that's why this cable is here, so that people who are removing snow tie themselves up to jack lines. The davits are replacements. The davits are not original. These davits replace some lovely curved arches, and I presume they were replaced because these were faster to deploy. In fact, over the life of Columbia, they were never needed. Never had, you know, a situation where the lifeboats had to be deployed.
I was just saying that's a nice cowl you have there.
Yeah, there's one more too. There are two of them.
There are different words for them too, but I just like saying that word.
Isn't that a cowl? Isn't that a vent?
Yeah, it would be a vent. This is they catch the wind. You can move them on their base here to face to other directions. Some of the most amusing pictures from passenger ships are, you know, from this time, who had plenty of those around, is that people would kind of sit inside them and get their pictures taken. You know, even celebrities are on the ocean liner, they would sit up inside one of those and get a picture. I think the whistle mounting was probably right in there.
I think we know where the whistle is, but it's not in our hands right now. The stack is the second stack that was on the boat. This was installed in 1941, 1942, and it was a stack designed to carry smoke from bunker C away from the vessel. In the original configuration, when the boat ran on coal, the stack had to be taller and skinnier because coal needed more of a draft and uplift to pull the smoke away.
And once again, we're seeing the majesty of these silos here.
Yeah, amazing.
The magnificent concrete silos that are just way too damn difficult and expensive to take down, so you might as well reuse them for other things. And and there are landmarks there, part of our heritage, and so yeah, they're magnificent too. Both boats like this and silos like that help make the Great Lakes, help make Buffalo.
Yep.
And we can see the back of the pilot house here now. On Canadian and Americana, there were cabins for the captain. I see that maybe there was something like this here at one point. Again, comment below if there was or was not. But I see windows off the back at least here.
Let's have a look. Maybe there was a single berth or something. The wheel has disappeared too.
Well, an obvious thing. One of the more obvious things it might. And again, it's kind of dark in here, so I'll take pictures and with some flash. So.
Oh, we should be able to see a speaking tube in here.
Yeah, this is where.
Oh, there it is, right there. On your right, it's missing its little nozzle.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
They're right in there.
And there's one on the other side too.
Speaking tube. Talk about instant communication.
Oh, how funny.
There's where the wheel was.
There's a holder for Dixie cups over there with Dixie cups still in it. Remember Dixie?
It is.
Well, you don't remember Dixie cups. You're too young.
I do. We had them yet.
Okay.
They're off in the corners there. I'll have to take some pictures with better light for you to see. That's the back of the pilot house, yeah. And birds. And this guy. And over here.
Cobwebs. There you go.
And emergency lights, general alarm bells. Some of the lettering labeled on the original wooden walls for use after 41 into the 90s, so that people operating the boat would be able to more easily identify what's what in the classical sense of how to operate this.
I'll bet the controls were super simple by modern standards, though.
And again, if any of you out there know where the wheel is, you don't have the wheel,
Let us
right?
know. No, we
okay,
don't have the wheel.
if you know where the wheel is, please let us know. Comment below. We'll contact you, believe me.
Big step.
I'll get the front of this too.
The mast would have been used for. There's a raked mast halfway between the stack and the aft part of the deck. And it's got a ladder up it.
And of course, pilot house being especially elevated so they can see over the bow as much as possible.
Canvas was used for the sunshade, which is kind of interesting. I wonder how old that is.
She's like old enough.
Yeah, she's here for a while.
Well, this has been quite the tour and quite the adventure. Here we see a couple of the windows more exposed, as you can tell. Now, ordinarily, there would be fitted panels made for the boat to have on the windows like this anyways while the boats like this were winterizing, so that they could, you know, stave off the wintertime. And often cases when the Great Lakes boats were retired and sent overseas for scrapping, those same panels would be put back on the windows again, this time for
the final trip.
For the final trip overseas, yeah. And of course you want to seal up as much as you can if you're getting towed across the ocean.
This is our second roof that we put on. The first was early days, like 2008 maybe. Richard Anderson arranged to have a roof put on, and we didn't have a lot of money at the time, so we recycled billboards. Billboards were vinyl wraps, and we recycled billboards, and we wrapped the pilot house in and it was some plastic surgeon from Michigan's billboard ad. And that kept us going for a few years, and then we had a new one put on.
Well, we'll have to do a part 4 downstairs in the engine area and so forth, but we don't quite have the light enough for it. So I'll be back with something like a light. We'll be back with some kind of light to go down and really see the engine area with
cruise mess,
you know, enough light. So, and the cruise mess and so forth. So stay tuned for that. I bet none of you out there have ever taken a tour of anything with a pair of macaws. You have to at least give them that, folks.
So do you like steamboats? Oh, look at that. This originally wouldn't have been here either. It would have been just
with the rail and maybe
not even that rail. Look at that deterioration.
some canvassing, yeah.
That's
why we need to support her, everybody. She's the last intact, even as she looks a bit deteriorated, she's the most intact Frank E. Kirby designed vessel anywhere in the world. And there were many boats like this again.
He was hugely successful.
And very successful in its own right.
And he did Mississippi boats and Hudson River boats and Great Lakes boats. These are the eyes that I was mentioning earlier, where the life jackets were tied up, or were up above them, and these long lines of string went across the beams, and if they ever needed them, they just cut the string and the life jackets would all fall down.
And they were inspected and they were kept as, well, you know, legally, only a certain amount of years and they have to be replaced.
Right.
Certainly after incidents, like I said before, the General Slocum disaster, we have, you know, another instance like it. Life jackets are no longer expected to simply deteriorate from age. They're expected to be new. We have some etched glassing right here.
There's some conversation about whether or not that's original. It might actually be original because they might have used the less fancy glass as the top transom window on these. And certainly the glass that's above this, and there's another layer of windows above these windows, might have been, you know, nice lead glass, cut glass windows.
And certainly the ladies' area, as you would imagine, would be more elegant. So
yeah, it was. Because we don't have any of Louis O. Keil's papers, we don't have really explicit records on what the interiors were like. We know because Frank Kirby left all of his papers to the University of Bowling Green in Kentucky, and so we have lots of really great documentation on all of Kirby's work. But the interiors were not as well. The interiors were probably as well documented, but we lost that documentation over time.
So all we have besides that are period pictures and photographs. And again, out there, if you've got anything, any details, any other interior photos taken by your ancestors way back when in particular, definitely let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
And again, this is the first time that filming has been done on the boat like this, right? Or one of the first times anyway.
Yeah, it's an early time. We've had people take pictures, and people have casually taken shots and little clips. But yeah, we have not really done a walkabout where we've recorded.
And so yeah, that's the first 3 parts here, and the 4th will come along soon. Thank you all for paying attention, and definitely get a hold of us in the comments below if you're interested in supporting this project. The last of the Kirby boats, and part of Great Lakes and civil rights history in North America. And there you go.